Oh, so that's his ability. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Bungo Stray Dogs, episode 13, The Dog Cage. Well, season 2, episode 1, The Dog Cage. I didn't realize the last episode was the final episode of the first season. But yeah, so what happened last episode? We met the leader of the poor mafia. He was trapped along with Asushi and uh what is this name? Oh no, not Kunikita. Um wait. Shoot. Tanizaki. Yeah. They were trapped in this girl's space, and they had to get a key into the door to open the door to save everybody else. Kenji was also in there. So yeah, they were able to do all that, and they got out, and then the leader joined up with his people. They had a member of the guild dead on the floor, and he's basically declared the guild and the agency enemies of the poor mafia. So yeah, that was what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me Patreon at patreon.com/feelme. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. That is so true. There's this comment that says, I love this show, but if he really wants to submerge himself so badly, then how the hell is he still alive? Many far less competent individuals have managed to off themselves. You really telling me that Zai just can't manage it? So true. He went to the next episode. Don't play. Okay. That was a different way to start a season. I love that it was focused on Dazai for sure, but like, why are we going on this side quest? Not side quest, but like, and is Oda someone? I don't know. For some reason, I think this series of episodes into his past. Series of episodes. Clearly, there are gonna be more, but I feel like these episodes are gonna basically tell us why Dazai left the port mafia. What pushed him to leave? Because clearly at this point he's all in with being a poor mafia member, like killing people. It doesn't faze him and all of that. So it's like, I wondered a long time ago. Oh my goodness, I'm talking as if I've been watching this show since forever. I wondered what pushed him to leave the poor mafia, so I feel like this is gonna give us the answer. So we were introduced to basically two new characters, Oda and Bungo, and these three were friendly. They will be meeting at this bar all the time, I guess, and just talk about what they've done throughout the day, I guess. But in this particular episode, Dazai was saying something about, he asked Bungo if he had a camera, and then asked him to take a picture of them, and then they're like, why? And then he's like, because I feel like this is gonna be sort of like the last. Did he say that? If this was gonna be the last time that they were gonna be able to have this together? I don't know if he said that particularly, but clearly this was marking a point in time where everything was okay with them, but then something's gonna change. So when first off, Oda is the one that was narrating this episode, So I'm like, okay, well, as they were presenting them, and then they said that Oda was like a low-level person. I was like, okay, is he sort of like a police officer, someone that infiltrated the organization to try to, I don't know, take it down from the inside, learn information or whatever? And then they said that one of them went missing. Oh no, one of them died. I think that's what he said. if I remember correctly, they said that he died. But then during this episode, they just under the impression that he's missing, because the leader called him Rintaro. That's what Elise calls him. The leader called Oda up, and then he asked him to find Bungo. And he asked him, like, why did he ask for his help in particular? And he said that he's been keeping an eye on him or something. Like he's heard the things that he's done or something or other like that. I don't know. Either way, he gave him the job of finding Bungo. And then as he was leaving, he saw the guns on Oda. And then he asked him, okay, why is it that you've never killed anyone with the gun? And he's like, okay, are you asking me as the boss, or is it just a personal question? It's like, I prefer not to answer. And he didn't press him on it, so he left. And before he left, the leader gave him the silver oracle, basically giving him permission to use anyone or anything, I guess, to accomplish this mission, So Oda goes to Bungo's place, and he was sitting on a chair there, and then he saw himself being shot, and then he jumped out of the way, and I'm like, so that's his ability. It was flawless. The ability is called flawless, and apparently he can see what's gonna happen 5 or 6 seconds before it actually happens. So it's like a little warning, I'm like, that's a good thing. And then he called Dazai, and then because Dazai was on a case. I love that scene, man. When you see what were they called again? The leader of the I don't have his name somewhere. The Black Lizard, the commander of the Black Lizard. Yeah, the leader, Hirosu. The leader of the Black Lizard. He was there and then giving orders to other people there. And then Dazai showed up, and the way they all sort of bowed down to Dazai. And Dazai was on his phone, like playing a game. And the guy was telling him what happened. And he will be answering and just keep playing the game. And then he just throws the game to Hirosu. Yeah. And Hiroshi was just there, like, doing all that while Daza was focused on what was in front of him, the people dead, and just making being a detective, basically. And I love how Hiroshi lost the game. And then when Daza was addressing him about the dead bodies and everything, the guy thought that he's like, I'm sorry about the game. We're like, if you give me another chance, I'm like, boy, that's not what's important right now. So after he did all his detective work, he's like, this is the work of a group called Mimic. They have these particular guns that they use and stuff that's basically sort of like their I don't know, the calling card, whatever. It's specific to this group. And then as he was there with Hiroto and the others, that's when Oda calls him, and he's like, okay, and there's a sniper. I was at Bungo's place. There was a sniper. I need you to come and help me, basically. And he shows up in the nick of time because there were these two people that they cornered Oda, right? And Dazai showed up and he's like, get down, and they killed those two. They're not dead. There was one of them that was still alive, and Dazai was telling Oda that he could have taken. He didn't need his help. He could have killed those two, but he doesn't kill people with his gun. So it's like, okay. And then Daza mentioned the fact that Oda would be further along in the organization was he willing to kill people, basically. But he wasn't, so that's why he was like doing sort of like basically menial jobs in the organization. And Oda told Dazai that they were probably after the safe that he found in Ongo's room. You know, they were probably after it. And Dazai just takes out this big lockpick or whatever. He just opened the thing pretty easily. And they found that it was the same kind of gun that the members of Mimic also use. And Oda made the assumption that maybe Ongo was also part of Mimic. But then the guy's like, now we can't assume that, it could be that the Mimic planted this gun to make it look like he was part of their group and everything. And then he started basically remembering what Ongo had in his bag when they were at the bar. He's like, okay, he told us that he was here making a deal, but I don't think that's what he did. And then he went through his reasoning as to why he believed that Ongo lied to them, and they're like, okay, so why did he lie? But either way, one of the guy that they shot, just got back up and started pointing a gun at the guy. For a second, I thought maybe it was Ongo. The person, his head was covered and you can't actually see the face, So I'm like, wait, is it Ongo? And he's just having a hard time killing the Zai because he knows him, They were friends or friendly, either way. So I'm like, is that why the guy's not shooting? But no. And the Zai was just like evaded when Oda was talking to the dude and just trying to get the guy to shoot him and all of that. And Oda was trying to stop Dazai from going toward this person, but he just evaded him at the right time. And he went there and then he started egging the guy on until Oda took a shot. He took a shot, but he didn't actually kill the dude. I think he shot him in the shoulder. So clearly, whatever reason why he doesn't kill people with his gun, he didn't violate that rule. He didn't kill the person. He just shot him in the shoulder. And then the other members of the Paul Mafia that came with Dazai just the dude. And yeah. And Dazai just tells Oda to find Ongo, which right now they're treating it as a missing case person, but based on what Oda said at the beginning of the episode, Ongo's dead. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Oh, my neck. And if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/filmini. And you can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Bye. Carry me for ground, Baba. You put me for the top. You shower me with love.